Hello friend, it's BorasLegend here, and today's time again for a new tutorial, and this time about attacking, the 4 keys to a successful attack in FIFA 18. I had a similar tutorial about this in FIFA 17, but of course, things change now and you also have to refresh your mind. Let's go. Before you're trying to build up an attack, it will help you a lot knowing what you want to achieve. Of course, scoring. But how? In FIFA 17 we had tapping goals and lofted passes, but FIFA 18 requires a different way of thinking. One of the most effective plans in FIFA 18 is to simply just have patience, pass it around and find that entry into the box. Easier said than done. Here it's very important to all the time have the vision to target your striker, look on his movements and find the space and angle to make that pass into the box. If you look too much on the ball, a great opportunity can be missed. And of course you want to wrap it up with a driven finish, which is the most effective way of scoring shots. And the key here is to use a lot of power, around 3 bars. Another very effective way of scoring goals is to find the 1-2 passing combinations, which are very hard to defend in FIFA 18. The key of finding the combinations is to think one step ahead. Before I receive the ball in this example, I know exactly where the next pass will go, which will enable it for me to aim earlier. This will decrease the passing errors and especially in delay, but also hopefully outsmart the opponent. Try to think at least one step ahead. And if you ever get to the wings, you want to make a lofted cross using L1 or LB on Xbox, which is of course the most effective way of crossing in FIFA 18. Learning what is effective in the game is the main key. Knowing what is effective, alright, now it's time for the execution of the plan. A key to a successful execution is to simply have tempo. Passing tempo, dribbling tempo, tempo with the ball. This will increase the chance of outsmarting the opponent. A great way of speeding up the tempo is to use a driven pass. When the passing distance is greater than 15 meters, you should always strive to use the driven pass. And passing overall is very effective in FIFA 18. You only need to have some planning and try to aim as early as possible, just as mentioned before. One very underrated way of passing is the one-touch pass. There's nothing more surprising for the defensive player. And one-touch passing in FIFA 18 is highly possible, it just requires some practice and courage. Another thing you can do to increase the tempo and plague the life for your opponent is to use high-speed skill moves like the heel to flick and the drag back. These 2 skill moves are the fastest skill moves in FIFA 18 and will often beat the opponent and make him uncomfortable. To master these skill moves, check my skill moves tutorial here below. Okay, plan, tempo and what more? Of course, timing, one of the keys in the attack. Even though you have a great plan and tempo, you won't come anywhere without the timing. It's very hard to teach timing as it's something that will come from many hours of practice. But a rule of thumb in FIFA 18 is to try to find these 1-2 meters in front of the legs of the opponent. Making a skill move within this distance will be very hard to stop for your opponent. And when it comes to passing, you need to have ice in the veins and wait for that perfect timing, just when your striker is about to pass the offside line. Here you need to have the vision, but also learning micro skill moves like the ball roll and the L2R2. This will help you a lot to distract your opponent, open up space and in the end find that perfect time pass for the free run. At the end of the day, you need variation. You don't want to be too repetitive as you will get stuck against a good defensive player who will start to read your monotone gameplay. Always learn at least one more playstyle. For example, if you're a direct player, you should also be able to switch to a wider formation and play possession if you get stuck in your gameplay, and vice versa if you are a Pep Guardiola apprentice. Being adaptive and adjustable is very important in the attack, and surprise your opponent. Vary these passes into the box with some crazy long shots, vary these cutbacks with some lofted crosses, make your opponent feel uncomfortable. Learn at least 4 or 5 different skill moves by heart, so your opponent will never guess what's going to happen. And maybe sometimes you can just run straight as an arrow, just for the sake of the variation. Being unpredictable and having variation is a key to become a successful FIFA player. So, plan, tempo, timing and variation, the 4 keys to a successful attack in FIFA 18, PTTV. Remember this and try to follow these ground rules as much as possible. This will help you a lot, and especially in games where you feel completely lost. Alright guys, that is it for today. If you appreciated this tutorial and found it useful, make sure to drop a like. Thank you so much for watching, as always, until next time.